Hey YouTube fam, what's up? It's Patrick. Welcome to another Vinyasa practice. In today's session, we're going to get into our shoulders and our hips a lot, and I hope you feel really amazing by the end of the journey. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. New classes come out every single week, and if you enjoyed this session, hit the like button and let me know how it went for you in the comments. Let's go ahead and begin right in our cat-cow position, or our hands and knees position today. So push the palms down and then just begin to circle the shoulders over the wrists and get your spine involved in the equation too. So you're wrapping around into some new territory and new space. Find a nice little weave to the operation. Maybe you begin to move your hips a little bit more here, playing with some anterior and posterior pelvic tilt, rounding around, moving through spinal flexion and hyperextension to get your body warmed up a little bit. Let this be as organic as possible, so you're not necessarily rushing your process, you're just allowing the journey to be fluid. Find your way back to center. Go ahead and tuck your toes, lift your knees off the ground just slightly, and then set your knees back down. Make sure your big toe is tucked as possible, and slowly sit back towards your heels. Inhale, hands to heart center. Breathe into the palms. And then exhale, push the hands away from you. Hands interlaced. Inhale, reach your hands up to sky. Exhale, round down. Inhale, hands up to sky. Exhale, round down. Inhale, hands up to sky. Look up, exhale, release, pull your elbows down towards your hips. Really squeeze, bounce your elbows a few times. Feel your shoulders on your back body. And then release. Come off the toes, because I know that's definitely intense. Go ahead and tap your feet a few times there. And then go ahead and flip the hands so the fingers point back towards the knees, palms pressed down. Inhale, curve your chest out, open your heart. Exhale, round into upper back, mid back, and lower back. Inhale, curve your chest out, open your heart. Exhale, round in upper back, mid back, lower back. Inhale, curve your chest out, open your heart. Exhale, round in upper back, mid back, lower back. Inhale, return to neutral here, and then flip your hands back into their normal position and go ahead and journey back into your downward facing dog. Feel a sense of fluidity here. And then inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. On your exhale, step your right foot directly up to your right thumb. And if that doesn't work for you, feel free to go even a little bit wider, more in line with the outer edge of your hand. Take an inhale here. Keep your fingertips on the floor. And then lower your left knee to touch the ground. Keep your hips low. Exhale, straighten your left leg, elevating your knee. Lower the knee down. Exhale, straighten through your left leg. Lower your left knee down. Exhale, straighten through your left leg. Lower your left knee down. Exhale, straighten through your left leg. Hope you're really feeling this in your hips here. Try to keep the hips low. Lower your left knee down. And then straighten through your left leg. Hold here. Drive your left heel towards the space behind you. Lift your chest. Get longer through the front line of your body. Lower your left knee to the floor. Go ahead and inhale, rise up. Interlace hands on the top of your right leg. Take an inhale here. Try to lean your shoulder blades back in space. And we'll do the same work here. So push through your left big toe. Lift your left knee off the ground. Try to keep your hips heavy. And then lower your left knee down. Lift your left knee, straighten through your left leg. Again, the hips will lift, but fight the fight to keep them close to the ground. Lower. 3 more. Straighten your back leg. And lower. Straighten your back leg. And lower. Last one here, straighten your back leg. This builds heat pretty quick in the body, so I hope you're feeling that here. Hold for 4, 3, 2, on 1, release. Hands to the floor, step back into downward facing dog. Shake out your legs a little bit here, kind of wiggle through your hips. And then inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. On your exhale, left foot up to your left thumb. Drop your right knee down to the floor just to organize your space. And you can wiggle your left foot a little bit wider if you need to. Root into your fingertips, lift your heart. Take an inhale here. And on your exhale, straighten through your right leg. Try to keep your hips low. Activate your right glute. Lower your right knee down to touch the floor. And then lift it back up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Feel full activation at the top. Lower and lift. Try to hold here. Longest possible spine, elevate through your front body. Hold this position for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, release, lower your right knee down to the floor. This is where it really gets cooking. Interlace hands on the top of your left leg. Lean your shoulders behind your hips. Do your best to keep your hips low. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, straighten your right leg, lifting your right knee up off the ground. You can always lengthen your stance as you need to. Lower down and lift up. That's 2. Lower down, lift up. 3. Lower down, lift up. 4. Lower down, lift up. Try to hold here for 5. Lean your shoulders back in space. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. As you make it there, inhale, wave forwards into plank pose. Your hips are alive and alert in this moment. Go ahead and lower down towards the floor. Rise back up to plank. Knees and forearms drop, look forward. Inhale, pull through. Upward facing dog. Curve your chest out. And then exhale, wave back into downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts from here. On your exhale, right knee drives over to touch your left tricep. Keep both hands planted on the floor. Drop your left heel as you bend your left knee. Sink your hips back towards your left heel and kick your right foot towards the back left corner of the mat. Just try to hold here for a moment. Breathe into your left side body. This is a huge stretch, and I hope it feels really nice. On your next exhale, right knee comes up and targets your right tricep. And then your right foot sweeps back behind your left leg this time, kicking towards the back right corner of the mat. Push into your palms here, feel strong and stable. Right knee drives back up to left tricep, touches, and then right big toe moves back to meet left big toe. Sit your hips to the floor here. Left hand comes behind your back. Push into your palms, bridge your hips up towards the sky, reverse tabletop. Lower. Keep your shoulders on back, lift. We have 2 more of these. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Hold this lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Swing your left hand back to the top of the mat. Right leg sweeps to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Squeeze your right heel towards your butt and then roll all the way to the outside of your left foot. Your left heel drops to the floor. Let your right shin land just off your mat. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, push through your left foot and your right shin. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Create some space here. On your exhale, slowly lower back down as your hips sit to the floor. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. So your left leg's in a position similar to Pigeon Pose. Hard to see here, I'm sorry for the camera angle. But then go ahead and fold over your left leg. Melt down and in here. And let's lift and lower out of the space a few times. Inhale, rise. And exhale, roll down. Inhale, rise. 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 Swing your left leg straight out to the left side. Take an inhale here. So your left leg straight, right leg in relatively internal rotation. Exhale, fold over your left shin. Hold steady. Big breaths here, really helping you fold over your left leg. Try to melt down into some of the softer space there. This stretch can be intense, so acknowledge it. Work with what you can do. Inhale to rise. Bend your left knee. Drop your left heel, left big toe to the floor. Hands plant to the top of the mat. And you just step back into downward facing dog like none of that madness happened in the first place. Inhale, your left leg kicks up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, left knee targets your right tricep coming across body. Keep both hands down as you drop your right heel to the floor and kick your left foot towards the back right corner of the mat. So left foot threading in front of right leg. Breathe into your right side body. Feel the stretch. One more inhale here. On your exhale, left knee sweeps up to touch your left tricep. And then bend your right knee, sit your left foot as far back towards, or stretch your left foot as far back towards the back left corner of the mat as possible. A much better cue, the stretch here, the reach, looking for something new, looking for something more rangy. One more inhale. On your exhale, left knee comes up to meet right tricep, and then left big toe lands parallel with right foot. Sit your hips down to the floor, right hand comes behind your back. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, push your hips up towards the sky and lower. So you're working through reverse tabletop again. Lean into some of the shoulder extension. Push and rise. And lower. Push and rise. And lower. Push and rise. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. Sweep back to center, three-legged dog. Right hand journeys to top of mat. Left leg reaches all the way up and overhead. So think about your wild thing and flip dog, but more consider the journey down to a low lunge. Your left shin lands on the floor. Your right toes point towards the back of the mat. Sit to your left heel and then push through your right foot, left shin, and right hand, creating 3 points of contact, allowing you to reach your left arm up and overhead. One more deep inhale here. On your exhale, sit. Your hips down to the floor. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot, simulating pigeon pose. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, fold over your right shin. And inhale, rise. Fold over your right shin. And rise. Try to take your upper body further forward. Fold down and rise. Fold down and rise. Fold down and rise. Swing your right leg out in front of you. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Find the drop to the middle. Find the softness sinking you down towards the floor. Breathing in here for 7, 6, 5. Find a steadiness here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise. Pull your right foot back underneath you. Plant your right hand to the top of the mat. Swing back around, downward. Facing dog. From down dog, inhale, wave forwards into your plank pose. Take a vinyasa. Work through control. Notice all the new space you have in your body here. Wave it back into your downward facing dog. Wonderful work. Inhale, your right leg lifts. On your exhale, right foot directly to the right thumb. Low lunge again. Let your left knee drop to the floor. And then inhale, reach your left hand up to the sky. Reach your right hand back towards your left foot. Breathe in deep here. Stretch your left hand further back behind you. Maybe even reach it over towards the back right corner of the mat. See if that rotation helps you create more space. On your exhale, close everything off. Hands to floor. Left knee lifts, right leg straightens as you fold. Modified pyramid pose. Steady breath. Bend your right knee. Place your hands on the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. And inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. On your exhale, left foot finds its way up to your left thumb. Right knee lowers down. And then inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Left hand drops back towards your right foot. Catch it, find it. Right arm reaches up and overhead. And again, that can be back. That can be diagonal across. Reference the position in a way that feels good to you. And if you can't get to your foot, don't worry about it. Just reach in this space, right? Just your hand reaching down towards the floor behind your hips and your right hand reaching up towards the sky is what's going to make this shape possible in time. Just have intention with where you are. Work with what's available for you. One more inhale here. And on your exhale, close everything off. Place your hands on the floor, step back into Downward facing dog, and then drop your forearms to the floor, Dolphin Pose. As you make it to Dolphin, step your feet up close to your elbows as much as you can muster in this moment, and then push your chest back towards your shins. So think about the shoulders moving forward with the chest moving back. Try to isolate into that space. It's very challenging work because it's so specific. Chest moving one way, shoulders moving the other, helping you create range of motion. Release, lower your knees to the floor, untuck your toes, sit back onto your heels, or even in between your heels, just depending on what feels good to you today. As you make it here, place hands on feet and inhale, rise up, your variation of Camel Pose. You could do this from shoulders and hips stacked above knees or from the seated position. Either way, just really work through your legs here to create space. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, release. Return to your seat. Let's all take 3 breaths together here. No, let's take 2, excuse me. Inhale. And audible exhale. Ha. Wonderful. Inhale. And audible exhale. Ha. One more round of this work in Camel. Place hands on feet. Push down. Lift up. Lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Unravel. Find length. Find a sense of freedom here. Hold your spot for a number of breaths. If you need to come out of it before I cue it, that is of course okay. You're here for 4, 3, 2, on 1, release. As you find your seat, another 2 breaths. Deep inhale and long exhale. Deep inhale and long exhale. Come off the shins, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Downward facing dog. Feel all this new space in your shoulders, in your spine and your hips. Root into the palms, look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Bottom of exhale, step, float feet just to the outsides of your hands, finding your passive squat. So really light journey up to the top of the mat. Sit down and into your passive squat. We've worked through the hips a lot today. Now we'll just get into the shoulders with some half circle wheels, but in slow motion. So we'll only take 4 today, but we'll linger for a 10 count in each spot. Try to have your full activation when we're in those positions. So this first round, you'll lean left and then swing back right. Plant your right hand behind you. Drive through your feet. Bridge your hips up to the sky. Reach your left arm overhead. And hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit hips back to heels. Swing around to the other side. Left hand plants. Push through your feet. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Holding this space here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit hips back to heels. Right arm swings around. Right hand plants behind your back. Drive through your feet. Left arm reaches up and overhead. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit hips back to heels. Swing left arm around. Left hand plants behind your back. Last one here, right arm reaches up and overhead, drawing the biggest circle. Take your gaze, if possible, towards the back right corner of the mat and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing back to center. Find your squat pose. Right hand lands behind your back. Drop your bum to the floor. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Cross your arms in front of your chest and slowly roll to the ground to the count of 10. Try to lean back, engage your core slightly. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1. You land. Step your feet up close to your hips. Place your hands by your ears. Urdhva Dhanurasana or bridge pose. Last active work of the day. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, rise up. So either way, you're working into the hips, but maybe you're getting a little bit more shoulders if you're taking Urdhva Dhanurasana. Enjoy this posture, especially after all we've done. It may feel challenging, but it also feels good. Try to hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1. Release. Lower all the way down. 2 breaths here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Last round. Bridge, wheel, anything in between. Set your hands and your feet. Do your thing. So if you're working on bridge, really push through your feet to rise. Feel your glutes engage as you get long through your front hip. On your inhale, pull your collarbones towards your chin. If you're placing the hands for a wheel, fingers point away from you. And then maybe you want to reset your hands and feet a time or two to really get into some bigger space here. Exhale, release. Let it all go. Land flat on the floor. Wiggle your feet a little bit wider and let the knees drop to the middle. Deep inhale here, breathing into your back body. And exhale to clear. Deep inhale, breathing into your back body. And exhale to clear. Let your knees drop over to the left side, but don't change the position of your feet. Let the right knee roll down to the floor, inner edge of the right knee seeking the ground. Outer edge of the left leg seeking the ground. If your range of motion is a bit bigger, think about pulling your right hip back in space as the right knee looks for the floor. Hopefully you're finding a nice line of tension to move through there. Breathe into your right side body. Maybe take your left hand onto your right rib cage just to emphasize the energy, the connection, the understanding. Let your breath be tactile, let it be physical, and also let it be personal. Acknowledge the part of the journey right now that speaks to you. Slowly roll back to center and switch your side. And really feel the opportunity to pull your left hip back in space. The inside of your left knee drops down towards the floor. 2 more breaths here. Slowly return to center. Wiggle your feet to the middle of the mat. Drop the knees out to their respective sides. Bring one hand to heart and one hand to belly. Coming into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Allowing yourself to lay flat on the floor. Taking time for you here. Be relaxed in this space. Give yourself an opportunity to be calm. An opportunity to be centered. An opportunity to be intentional. Breathe at a nice, even pace. And emphasize subtly extending your exhale. A nice breathing pattern to conclude the journey with today would be an inhale of 4 and an exhale of 7. And I'll cue you through a few rounds of that here. Exhale to clear your system. And then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel free to continue with this breathing pattern if you choose. Or just move into your own personal place of stillness, place of retreat, place of withdrawal within yourself. Move away from stimulation for a moment and just have a dialogue between you and you. Even if the conversation is quiet, the conversation is comfortable. It's a space you've been before. Now you're just here with a little more ease, a little more peace. And hopefully in time that will allow you to leave with a little bit more kindness. Give yourself the opportunity to stay in this space for as long as you'd like. As always, y'all, thank you so much for joining me for these sessions. I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.